Good morning, everyone. My name is Wasif, and I have made this car wash application in Ruby on Rails, which actually connects the user with a mobile detailer. Like any person who has the equipment, has the vehicle or transportation to go to someone's house or a parking lot or any place where the two agree to provide the services of washing their car. Um, so this application, I'm going to give you a demo how it works and what features it holds. So at the home page, which is basically just a welcome page, then a user has the ability to sign up. Their name, age, email, zip code, and password is required. The zip code and the age feature is just I had something in mind that down the road, if I want to use these two attributes uh, to locate the detailer or in the real time situation, like uh, detailers in the same neighborhood, I can use that feature. In the age also, something I can utilize down the road. So you go in, um, type in the name, age, email. I will just make a random email for now, zip code, and you can pick a password. So it will hopefully create the user. So once I have the user, I have the ability to edit the user if I want to. Uh, and you can update all the attributes. Uh, as this page says, Chris does not have any cars yet. So all the cars that a user have, they can only be built on the user. So you cannot make a car without a user. So we're going to go ahead and add a new car to the current user. We'll say its make is BMW, model is 335, um, license base is BMW, is maybe Beamer, and we can create a car this way. Now if we go to Chris' profile, we can see he has a new car called a Beamer. Now the user can look at the car wash history, like how many times he had a car wash, and then this is another, I've used a scope method to see after you get a car wash, you can go to the car wash instance, the same um, car wash instance, and maybe comment on it, or you can change the rating you want to give to the detailer. So now we'll go ahead and try to add a new car wash. So if you want to make a new car wash appointment, you will see all the detailers that are available. For now, these are all the detailers in the database. But I plan to add the zip code and try to find the detailers available in the same zip code. And then they can and they can probably, and then the user has the ability to choose who he wants to come and provide the services. So here you see, like, Chris is ready to wash for 10. Then we have Jeff for $15, and he has a rating. So we will go ahead and let Skrillex um, work on this Beamer. So I created the car wash. It tells you the username. The detailer name is Skrillex, and the car model is as we've seen, is the 335. We're working on is the Beamer, and now we have the user rating. or you can leave a comment and great job and update the car wash instance. Once you have that done, my computer is a little slow. It's still working on it. Oh, okay. I had a pry in the update method of the car wash, so I'll have to remove that pry, and then I can exit it. We probably can go back. Okay, here you go. So the user has been updated. If you go to the index, you can see like this is the job that was done, and you can go back, you can edit it, or you can delete it if you want. Here, number 3 is the ID of the car wash. So you can go to the Chris profile, and then we can just log out. There's another feature that allows you to log in with external providers. It can be Facebook, Google, um, Twitter, or any other, but what I have used as GitHub, so you can log in using GitHub profile. Even though you haven't logged in before, if it's your first time, it will still allow you to log in with GitHub. So you can log in. It logs you in as a GitHub profile, and then once you log in, you can go and edit and change your name to maybe whoever you want it to be changed to, and this will update the profile just right here. So I will go ahead and go through the code and talk about a little about the models I have. So I have 4 models, where the first one is the user, then I have the car model, the car wash, and the detailer. User model has many cars. It's using the active record macros, has many car washes, and has many detailers through car washes. Has secure password is basically coming from the bcrypt gem, I'm sorry, and it provides authentication on the password you provide. Have a few validations so that the correct valid data is persisted in the database. The car belongs to a user and has many car washes. Then the car wash belongs to a detailer, belongs to a user, belongs to a car, and I have the validations on the car wash is that it has to have an ID first. So once it's been created, then the car wash must have a user comment and then should have a user rating. Because I coded it this way, because once you create the instance, if you have these validations without the has ID condition, then if you do not enter the user comment, it would not let you save the car wash instance. So I had to, so like once you pick the car, once you pick the detailer, then you go to the next page, and then you have the ability to comment it or to provide a rating for the user, like what kind of job he has done. So that's about the validation. The scope, I have used a scope method which provides all the instances of car wash where the value is nil or the value is an empty string. I used the empty string as well because I figured once in the car wash controller, so you have um, the params. Once you um, let's say you make the car wash instance and you do not leave anything inside, you leave the car wash, the user comment empty, the params put an empty string in there, and then when you get the data back through the params, it's not just empty. There is like an empty string because it's just by default it has the empty string. So I had to take care of that in the scope method to basically have an array of all the instances where both of these are true. That's either nil or it's an empty string. Then we have the detailer. This is something that I'm going to down the road. I'll have the feature that the detailer should also be able to sign in. There will be um, an option that you just check that if you are a detailer, once you sign in as a detailer, then the page like this will say that okay, you are a detailer, and then you will have the ability to make new car wash instances, but you'll have the ability to go to all the jobs that you have carried out, and then it'll give you a list of uncommented. Hey, you can go back and uh, be comment on the car wash instance that hey, what kind of person. You can actually rate the user as well, like was he nice to you, did he provide what you needed for the car wash, or did he tip you well. All these things the detailer should have the ability to do that. mm, and I have all these four controllers in the session controller. You can sign in directly and set the session ID equal to user.id, or you can go to the auth if you want to. You have used the OmniAuth gem, and you can sign in through the OmniAuth gem. Then I have the destroy method where when you sign out, it clears the session hash. Um, I've used a partial for the sign up page, use the form underscore for um, form in the Rails helper to create forms. And let me see what else I would like to share with you. In the application controller, I have these two methods that are like logged in, or it tells you about the current user. Um, there might be one more thing in the helper. I also have them in the helper method for the views. And this is pretty much what I have to talk about this application. I hope you guys liked um, what I've done in this project, what I have achieved, and I would appreciate if you have any comments, or you think you can help me with making it better. Please send me an email at this address, and I'll be more than happy to connect with you and get this project to the next level, and maybe down the road to a commercial application where people can actually log in and use it for the services. Uh, all right. Okay, cool. Thank you so much for listening, and you all have a good one. Thank you. Goodbye.